This is the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, special UFC edition, hosted by Joe, with special guest host Bill, the Mad Russian Pearson, and Buddy, the unpaid intern Beckwith. If you're a gambler, pay attention. These guys are good.
What is up, Veteran Trash Talkers? Hello, I'm Perry with you tonight. And tonight we got a great show, and I hope that you notice that I'm not Dave. Dave is on vacation, and actually Nick's on vacation as well. They're getting some much-needed me time. So Joe, being the good friend that he was, asked me to come in and sub for Dave, and here we are, the first segment. First time showing my face to you all. But we have a great show coming up tonight. We have Joe with us. Buddy is with us. And it sounds like we may have Bill, the Mad Russian, coming on later. We got some UFC talk to go through. We got some sports stuff to go through. And, of course, Buddy's going to hit us with some Honesty Cap. So we hope that you stay tuned and keep it real. We appreciate you listening to us. And with that, Joe, how you doing, brother?
Dude, I'm great, man. I'm stoked to have you here, bro. We've Perry is part of what I like to call Veteran Trash Talk's East Coast backbone. Chicago and Matt would be another one, and then myself. But I don't want to leave Buddy out because I mean he is close enough. Central Time counts.
Southeast, homie. Southeast.
There it is. I mean, he roots for Bama, so, you know, he's down in the dirty, right?
That's right.
Correct.
But thank you all for being here. I love it. Bill, if any human being can keep Bill's schedule and get here, it's Bill. So Bill had himself quite the day. I think he traveled from Southwest Texas to the middle of Kansas, if I'm correct. But anyhow, he told me he'd be here, and we're looking forward to doing a little UFC picking later. Yeah, Nick and Dave, you know, sometimes the grind can soften you up a bit, and you need some time to catch some rays and recharge your batteries, and you know we're glad they got that time, and we look forward to having them back from their convalescence.
Now, Joe, let me ask you real quick. Do you think that this will make Nick and Dave a little bit more nicer on the podcast?
Never.
Or it's going to swing some fire?
No, I'm going to go with a resounding Nick will never be nicer, ever. That's just Nick being Nick. Nick is the guy that you introduce him to your friends, and you're like, he's a complete asshole, but you get used to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, what's most good friendships start out with? You know, I first met you, I thought you were a giant asshole. But no, I can't wait to see what he follows up with. Anytime his name is mentioned, Perry, what do you call that when you throw it like at the zoo when you throw food? If you give Nick ammunition, what do we call that?
Yeah, feeding the troll, man.
Can we mention the fact that on Nick's promo video the other day with him running through the desert? First of all, he wasn't running; he was walking. And secondly, like, who told him that those M frames were cool to wear when you're not in combat? Like, stop, homie. Get some Ray-Bans. Get something, get some Oakleys. Do something. He looks straight Sergeant Major. I bet his T-shirt, if he had one on, it would have been tucked in.
Do you know he's probably, like, with the movie theater butter Jiffy Pop, just tossing it back to the fact that he's not here, but we're still talking about him. I've known him for 20 years. I guarantee you right now he's just like, see, look, even when I'm away, the talent.
Very first thing he's going to say is, oh, you guys talk a lot of smack when I'm not around.
No, it'd be like, you guys,
are scared of me.
you guys
My
could,
preference-
you guys,
No, Nick, it's because you won't shut up ever for anybody to get a word in edgewise. That's the only way he wins debates. He just doesn't have a stop.
yeah, dominance of fire, man. It's dominance of fire. But
Well, let's not forget Dave. We do miss him as well. I'm no Dave. Let's be honest.
Do you know how to rap in German? If you could rap in German, then you could be Dave. And
No, he
if
has
you look
skill
like
way
you were
beyond mine.
22, even though you were like 38.
yeah, if you wanna put your ear on the line to protect an entire squad, go ahead, because David Trenton did it. I'm telling you, that thing was out there. We were covered. But well, Perry, I tell you, him and I have spoken this week quite a bit, and man, I feel like we're inching closer to sports. Contracts are getting signed. You starting to you can sniff the NFL on Sports Center. As gross as that sounded. What is I'd like to know, and I know it's just the three of us, but if anybody listening, I'd like to know what everybody thinks about this $500 million contract that Patrick Mahomes signed. Now, I know what most people most people would think I'm about to lead into. What a ridiculous amount of money. Well, listen, Patrick Mahomes is not writing the book. He's reading from the book that's being written. And that, honestly, if Dak Prescott played year to year, they said on ESPN, he'd make close to 40. Okay. So he signed an 11-year contract, average about $45 million a year. You look at the inflation from 11 years ago to now, okay, and you're saying Dak Prescott could get paid $40 million next year. Was that a bad sign for him? Because, that's until he's 37, and a lot of people are saying that the Chiefs got off easy giving up $500 million. Tell me what you think of that.
I don't know a whole lot about the NFL. Sorry, Perry. My bad. I didn't mean to step on you. I don't know a whole lot about the NFL, but I do know that the people that know Patrick Mahomes know Patrick Mahomes, and it sounds like they have. He's the Tom Brady of his generation, and they locked him down early and for a long time. Like, he's not a normal player. He's not Dak Prescott. He's
That's better. What I'm saying. Did he sell
money
himself
well
short?
worth it. No,
did he sell himself short? Is what I'm saying.
How much money do you need? $500 million? Sarge, he's living. That's $500 million just in contracts. Let's put our honesty caps on. Homie's gonna make a whole lot more in endorsements. Like, he's gonna be high. Like, he's never gonna be what we call in Alabama hungry. He ain't gonna be hungry ever.
No, I agree. Go ahead, Perry. I'm sorry. That's 2 times you got it. Go ahead.
All right. Just for the people that may not know, can you go through the numbers real quick on what that contract was?
I wish I had the actual numbers. So I'm going to be I'm going to be in a little bit of a roundabout term, but I believe it was 5. Oh my goodness, I'm going to miss a zero bit. I mean, it's either 503 or 530 until 2031. So it's 11 years. Okay. Sheesh. So if you look back 11 years ago, what the number one quarterback in the NFL got paid, man, I'm about to fact check it right now.
I guarantee the Chiefs have a way out of that contract if they want out early, and he can get bought out by a different team if they need to. There's no way that they signed a $500 million contract without protecting themselves.
Well, he's got a $141 million injury clause, which means I'm guessing if it cuts $360 million out of the deal, I'm guessing that means his career's over type injury. Still gets $141 million. And I'm not I'm not one of these people that's said NFL's evil because they send these guys out there. The system is what it is, and it's been in place for a long time. Yes, the concussion protocol needed to be addressed, and it is. I don't think they need to take anything else out of football as far as tackling goes. Otherwise, you're not really going to have football. You're going to have football, which nobody in America wants because we've all pretty much said that. But I do believe in these players going out. Like if I'm the best person on the planet at something, don't do it for free. And anybody that says, well, he's greedy or he's this, you're a fool because he's the best on the planet. He's the best on the planet at that position.
Who says that he's greedy? People that aren't getting paid $500 million to play football.
Well, and also people that
you play if you don't ever have to worry about money ever again.
Yeah, and that's not something that we'll ever do. Not at least from my microphone will we ever hate talent. Like talent is talent. What I respect is the fact that Mahomes said, okay, well, the average NFL career is about 3 years. They're going to sign me to 11 and give me $141 million no matter what happens.
Yep.
They want me to stay here that bad, and we're going to put a no trade clause in there. So the relationship that you have with these people that you're going to give pieces of your body to later on in life, it is that much stronger. Good for Patrick Mahomes, man. Bravo, you're the MVP, you're the champ. Like, hey, way to go strike when the iron's hot because nobody's getting deals like that right now. No one's getting signed to big things while everything's in question like this.
Imagine if the military did reenlistments like that. Like,
look at your stats.
M240 Bravo gunner, best in battalion, just signed for $130,000 for 6 years. He's got a no trade clause. He's going to be in weapon squad the entire time. Going to deploy 3 times. Not a huge deal. See what he does in the preseason. Going to JRTC.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, like you said, this guy's the best. He's the best player in football right now. Best quarterback in football. This one makes
football all around.
This one makes sense. I mean, you've seen some in the past. When they paid Jared Goff big money, Carson Wentz. Some of these other guys, you're like, I don't know, but at least this one is like, he's the best player. He's getting paid the most money. So from that perspective, I get it.
Hey, Joe, is this a football show or is it a veterans trash talk show?
Oh, man, go with it, buddy. Run with it, buddy.
Didn't you interview some people this week? Some old timers? How did that go?
More than some people. Absolutely. One of the things I had to get used to on this show more than anything was calling everybody by their first name. Because Dave was my first team leader. I told him, I said, man, that's weird for me. Sitting here talking to Bill, calling him Bill. To me, it's just not so military. So, anyways, I'm just going to give you their first names. But Pete was 27 years active, 19 in division. He did 228 months on jump status. And then Gary did like 4 years in division, but had all these crazy jump stories. And then there was Ron, who enlisted in 1957. And he was actually 101st. But some of the guys that he served under, some of the NCOs, he actually, was taken out and trained by were guys that had stars on their jump wings. So, some incredible stories, and just got it done yesterday. So when the video is edited and up, get ready for some unbelievable stories. I was trying to actually get one of Ron's edited so I could put it on this evening, and I wasn't able to get there with it. But I'm not even going to take anything away from these guys. Just some of the wild man Garrison stories that happened back in the day on Fort Bragg, like that, like way back in the day, and then some a couple of Pearl Harbor stories. It was because Ron had family in the Navy that were there, and man, it's unbelievable stories about the history of the airborne, history of the Army. So those are coming.
You got any teasers? Nothing.
Man, yeah, I do, and let me see. There's a couple I can pick from, but
What were you? Didn't you tell me earlier there was a dude that was like a E4 jump
yes,
master?
yeah, that was Ron. They jumped from, man, I'm gonna get the nomenclature wrong, but it was I swear you want to say L-20, like this small plane that jumped like 6. Okay, he told me that, you scoot your ass off the end and go out. And he said he was a jump master, E4. He was a jump master, squad leader. He got to the end, looked, saw his jumpers had cleared, and went. And when that 4 count was over, he got pulled. He said he got pulled before the 4 count was over, and turned and looked, and he was caught in the tail of the plane. And now, like I said, he's got actually the newspaper article, like showing about how they wrote about it, and a picture of him right before he. It was one of his jumps that year, but it's like an old black and white picture he's got of it, and I showed on the video. But he was getting ready to cut his risers because when he turned and looked back, the plane had attitude with nose up, tail down, and it was like struggling. And he said when he finally got loose, he had actually took the clips loose and fed his reserve out himself. And he said he was about 400 feet when he did that. He said his chute was about 20% open when he hit his first treetop, the reserve chute. And this guy is at least in his 80s and moves around like a champ, and just sitting there talking about it. And I was like, okay, so Ron's made of steel, in case you guys didn't catch that. These guys were a different breed, man. Absolutely unbelievable. But the plane, that's the crazy part. The plane actually regained control and was able to land.
Dude,
And,
supposedly those old dudes used to do equipment appreciation jumps where they would jump out of the tailgate of a freaking aircraft without their static line attached and then just pull their reserves.
Sorry if that was loud. I know that but that makes sense.
Could you imagine that going up like in today's Army? It's like, yeah, we're gonna jump, but we're just not gonna use that main. We're just gonna use that reserve. It should open. I don't know when you went to airborne school, but when I went back in the late 90s, so they've got that modified reserve now that has a spring in it that shoots the reserve out. Back in the olden days with the T10 reserve, it didn't have that spring, so you had to pull the freaking reserve handle, and if the chute didn't inflate because you had a full malfunction, you had to, like, that was part of pre-jump. You had to grab it, pull it out, and throw it out, and you had your entire their greatest phrase was you had your entire airborne life to figure it out. It was ridiculous.
There he is, trying to find.
I can't even imagine what those old guys went through.
Yeah, I don't want to. I know the story I told you about his dad. I just, man,
don't ruin that one.
You can't. I would not be doing it justice if I didn't let him, because even the video was perfect. So when we can get that, I mean, I literally shot for 2 hours. And these guys were, one was in his 80s and just chomping at the bit. They could have kept going.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
crazy.
So what do we got here? Anybody got UFC on, Perry? Do you have access to the UFC right now?
Yeah, I can pull it up.
In your mobile command center. It's on ESPN right now.
Yeah, while I do this, I'm curious, Buddy and Joe, What do y'all think about the college football teams opening back up? Maybe in spite of COVID and with all this stuff going on, they unlike the NFL, they don't have a players union. They don't really have a choice. I guess they could just not play. But what do you guys have any opinions on that? You guys think they should go with it? Should they back off a bit? What do you guys think about that?
Buddy, go with it. I'll
Man,
wait on
I'll
you.
tell you what. I think the truth of the matter is that the whole COVID thing is so skewed left, right, and in the middle. It's everywhere that nobody knows what's actually going on. And honestly, I mean, I don't see pressuring players to play if they legitimately don't feel safe playing. That being said, like I'm sure they're going to put some safety rules in place, but you know, again, honesty cap fully on. You know, they're there for a reason. They're getting paid to go to college to play football, and the college has got to reap some of the financial benefits of them playing the game. Or there's, what's the point of even having a college football team? They could always just suspend their scholarships. That way they don't lose the years of eligibility, and then they can try again when they're 24, 25. But I doubt that's going to work out well for them. I think the players probably want to play just as bad as anybody else. They're still trying to get drafted. They're still trying to, but leave it up to the players and the coaches to kind of choose for themselves. If they've got the information and they want to play, let them play. If they don't have the information and they don't want to play, and let's face it, they can televise these games and make, they're not going to make as much as if, they pack the stadiums, but they can televise the games and still make plenty of money to pay their bills. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, the option to play or not play is that's a tricky one, and the reason why it's a tricky one is because say Perry and I are going to same school, play the same sport, and we get posed with this question, but he's got a family to fall back on that everything's going to be good if he can't hack it, because let's face it, when playing or not playing is a real concern for you, then you think that there's a possibility you're going next level. Otherwise, it's not that big of a life decision, other than for the love of the game, which I also completely understand. But what I'm saying is when a player is posed with that position, or posed with that proposition to play or not play, sometimes his financial livelihood and so do two other generations of his family depend on it. Now, I'm not saying that that's system's fault, but I'm saying it is a tough call. But what Perry and I were talking about, and what I think is more important, and what you'll see that they don't want everybody to see, is that they're going to kind of change the narrative of what their stance on COVID is, or what their stance on what it means to play football is. I mean, I've been in the bottom of a pile and had somebody's hand in my face mask, stuff like football is up close, intimate, and brutal, and you're not sheltering any of these kids from any of the other ones if you're really playing football. The minute I see someone pull up on a tackle because of COVID, I'm done. That's a lie. If it's football, I'll watch it. But I'm saying, that's when I'll be like, okay, we got a problem. Is it because it's going to be 50-50? Like, dude, you're already out there. You're already taking the risk, and now people are saying I'm telling you, it's going to mess with the game a little bit, or it's going to mess with the narrative of what they're saying COVID is.
Here's the deal for me. I think that you go to college for a reason, and it's not to play football, and it's not to, you're there to get an education. but you're also there to learn how to be. You're supposed to be there to learn how to be an adult and make decisions and learn to live with the consequences of your decisions. If the only fair way to do it is to leave it up to them and let them make the decisions. If they want to face the consequences of those decisions, then that's on them. But at the end of the day, say you suspend the season for a season or two, then those guys that were trying
athletic
to
departments would crumble.
Look, it's not. It's those same people that you're talking about. Their financial livelihoods are at stake.
Oh, no.
People are going to have to compete with 6 years worth of people instead of 4, because they're going to be a backlog of people that are trying to come in and take their jobs. And not only are they trying to come in and take their jobs, but those kids are fresh. Those kids are, it's another 2 years of talent that's backed up and trying to push through that. And so people have to learn, and that's the problem with one of the problems with the younger generations and America as a whole right now. People don't understand that freedom means that you got to make choices and live with those choices. If they want to play football and worry about COVID, then play football and worry about COVID. If you don't want to play football and you want to just go to class, then just go to class. That's your decision to make.
Yeah, I believe that. Honestly, I believe they should play. But what I'm saying is for, people think that it's just like you talked about when, with all this stuff going on, everybody all of a sudden has a degree in every subject that they're talking about. And I'm just saying there's little ins and outs to everything. Now, Perry, you posed the question. You gotta give your position on it.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, I think you guys nailed it on the head there, for the most part. It's unfortunate, and a lot of the colleges are going to have to decide how to handle this in the best way possible. And unfortunately, a lot of colleges have not handled a lot of situations very well in the past. There's a lot of corruption in NCAA, as we all know, but there's going to be a lot of pressure on them this time around. But maybe it'll start to kind of help with reopening other things as they push towards opening up football and other sports again. So I'm hopeful. I'm kind of going forward with a hopeful mindset, hopeful that it'll work out, hopeful that these kids will get to play, that the season will continue and give everybody who's had such a wild, crazy, summer, some sort of normalcy, right? So I'm hopeful they figure it out. I don't have the answers for sure, but
I'd love to wake up, have a coffee, and not watch the Korean Baseball League on ESPN for one morning. For the love of God, please help me. Because you'll get hoodwinked into it. Like, all right, there's the news. All right, I'm not watching anything political. It's too early. Sports Center. It's like, I don't care what the Doosan Bears percentage of going to the playoffs is. I don't know who they are. But it's like even sports. That's nuts. It's every morning. In case you didn't know, they do
for the first time ever. And no disrespect to any kind of racing fan, I was watching Formula One on Sunday because it was a live sport. If it's a sport, right? Dave might know more about that, but I just wanted something with some competitiveness, on TV. And I was like, man, I'm watching Formula One. Jeez.
I honestly, I think I deserve an award or something for diversifying myself. I watched at least 97 seconds of a full soccer match. Now, I watched like 97 seconds. It got my undivided attention.
Did anybody score?
What kind of silly question is that? What did you just say? He said, did someone score?
With any sport that can end in a tie. You played that sport for 90 minutes and nobody knows who's better. You're just
how much time's left?
It's
a secret.
Yeah, it depends. It all depends. Yeah, it's
Excuse me for not getting revved up for this corner kick that never works.
It's gonna bend it. It's gonna be sick.
All right, hey gentlemen, let me weigh in with some UFC updates real quick.
Yeah.
Some of the first couple fights have finished.
About to get another knockout here. Good night.
Yeah, so Davey Grant, TKO, KO final, wins over Martin Day. Did you call that one, Joe? You didn't bother with that one.
No, actually, those guys were so even. I didn't like that one at all.
Gotcha. All right, and up next we had the female contenders. Carol Rosa wins with a unanimous decision over Vanessa Melo. You were a little bit excited about that one, weren't you?
No, it's the first female fight on the main card that I'm excited about. Matter of fact, there's two great female fights on the main card.
Ribas and Van Zandt.
Ribas and Van Zandt is, honestly, man, I think it goes a little bit deeper than what people think. Like, because a lot of people are like, well, they put Paige Van Zandt on there because she's a pretty face and they think they're going to sell a fight. No, I honestly think Paige Van Zandt got on Dana White's shit list, and he put her in there against this girl, and it's
whoa. Hold up.
Go ahead. Go ahead, as they say in Jersey.
If anybody that is a red-blooded American votes against anybody with the last name Van Zandt, you need to find somewhere else to be. You can't bet against the Van Zandt.
Well, I mean, you can in a fight.
No. Just like rock music.
Well,
you can't bet against a Van Zandt.
Buddy, hearts not wallets never wins.
Nope. Van Zandt always. I'm gonna call Van Zandt right now. Let's do it. Boom.
I tell you what. You make a lot of money. You make a lot of money if you won that one. All right, who do you got? Shamrock or Hoist Gracie?
Gracie's gonna armbar him in the third quarter. Not a huge deal, guys. Don't worry about it. It's already a done deal. And then the ninjutsu guy that fights the samurai warrior, it's always going to be the ninja. Everybody knows that. Put it in the bank.
Suds is putting up the Paige Van Zandt Rebus fight pick right now, and Paige Van Zandt told Dana White, "I make more off my Instagram modeling than I do off what you pay me," and they've been kind of like yapping back and forth with each other because she basically told him, "I don't need you," and man, it's a tough girl for her to get thrown in there with. I don't think it's like a talent gap where it's dangerous, but it's a bit more than she wants. I hope she does win, buddy. I really do, because she's American. You're always gonna root for the American fighter.
And her last name's Van Zandt.
Her name's Paige Van Zandt, buddy. Hey, look at your phone and look at the picture of the fight card that Suds is throwing up. Paige Van Zandt is more Barbie dollish.
I don't care. I don't think you understand how I make my picks, homie. It's all about me.
You say you're for Van Zandt. Are you?
Name, yeah.
Okay. Her first name is Paige.
Yeah, like Turn the Page. Another great rock music or rock song. Turn the Page, Van Zandt.
Listen.
Yeah, she's going to win in 2 rounds.
Buddy.
Done. Put it in
so
the bag.
You're taking them. You're taking that bet, right?
What's that? Well, yeah. I'm taking the bet all day, every day.
All right, so real quick, just the other cards that I've already gone through. Paiva, unanimous decision over, I can't say his last name, Zumagulov. Unanimous decision, Marcin Tybura over Maxim Grishin.
Yeah.
Right now, Santos and Bogatov are going into round 2 at the moment. So
Bogatov, I cannot believe he made it out of round 1. Santos, I think Bogatov actually is about to turn the fight around because Santos gassed out. He threw everything he had at him in the first round, and he thought he had Bogatov finished, and Bogatov looks like the fresher guy, and Santos looks very discouraged because he hit him with the kitchen sink. Oh,
Is
That's it.
Bogatov Russian?
Bogatov just gave him a. What's that?
Is Bogatov Russian?
No, he's actually from Peru, and Santos is from Finland.
You know what? Bogatov sounds Russian enough that he wins.
He actually just needs Santos directly where 2 points of contact meet, and he's down. There's Bill.
I've arrived.
There he is.
I'm waiting on my car to be delivered, but I'm here.
I love it. Bill, we actually witnessed a great first round, and old guy was about to just finish the fight, and I think he just finished it via knee to the groin. I don't think this guy's getting up like one of those knees. Yeah, Santos and Bogatov. Literally, I think Santos is gonna take his way out of the fight, fellas, because he was getting beat, and he got knee down low. It wasn't a good knee, but I think he's gonna quit. Looks like he's gonna. But anyways, these guys were actually rolling around with the UFC stuff, and we talked some NFL stuff and whatever else. But man, thanks for making the trip across America and still making it on the show earlier than Buddy did last week.
You know I'm making it. I'm gonna have to hop off a little bit when my car gets here, but I'll hop right back on.
Okay. Well, we should do some picks. I don't know, maybe when you're settled in, it's 8:35. I don't know. We might have time for it.
I saw you talking about the Page fight. Who do you got in the Page fight?
Paige Van Zant. Everybody knows that. It's Paige Van Zant. Her last name is Van Zant. Can we stop now?
I think she's gonna get rocked.
Buddy's all over it.
Hello.
He really.
Van Zant? I mean, for real?
He missed you, Bill. That's what that was. That was Buddy getting excited. But no, Revis all the way. But the crazy part is Revis started off as that 900 favorite, and I think she's back down to 7 or something. But she's a plus 125 to finish the fight. That's crazy.
She's a beast.
Yeah, I think that's honestly one of the smartest bets on the card is to bet on Revis to finish. Because she's a plus 125 to finish, and I think she's at a minus 700. But I'll roll through the card. I don't want to pick her because I'm scared she'll get slammed again. But I'm going to pick Rose, and I think Peter Yan's going to win by devastating knockout.
Mm-hmm.
Early too. I think he's probably going to knock Aldo out.
It's time for Aldo to roll out. It's time for him to go. I think.
But I think it's going to be Yan, and then I'm going to go with Max. I'm going to go with Max to win by decision. That is a tough one to call, and then I have to roll with. I think even though there's a 20-pound weight cut, I'm going to roll the dice again and go with Jorge to finish in the second.
Really.
Second, but if he gets off the stool to go into a fourth round, he's done. But he cut 22 pounds in 6 days, and
that's a lot.
I don't think Usman can handle. If Usman can stay on the outside with Masvidal for 2 rounds, I think Masvidal finishes him.
I think Usman is going to try to keep him on his back for the championship rounds, and Masvidal is just not going to be able to hang with that style of wrestler. That good, and like you said, with that weight cut, as soon as he starts hitting 4th, 5th round, he's just gonna be gassed.
Yeah, it's like
strong dude laying on top of you.
It's like fighting after you got done with the flu when you cut 20 pounds like that. That's brutal. But I love the fact that Masvidal actually trained and probably was prepared to take this fight, but. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Peter Yan first round knockout, Rose by decision. I think Revis is gonna finish somewhere in the second round. And I'm gonna go with Masvidal second round TKO.
I'll agree with you with Rose on decision. I'm going to give Usman 5th round. I think Holloway's going to lose. I think that'll be a decision, though. But I'm going to give it to Volkanov, whatever his crazy-ass name is. And then, and Yan's definitely going to win.
Yeah.
Do I get to make my
car's
picks now?
Hey, my car's here. I'll be back on in like 10 minutes.
Can I make
do
my
your thing,
picks?
buddy.
Let me hit my picks real quick.
Yeah.
All right, here are my picks.
Go with it.
If their last name is Russian, they win. If they have a last name that is a Southern rock band, they win. That's where I get my picks from. So Russians. So if their last name is a Russian name that was also a Southern rock band, then they punch through the person all the way. Like if there's penetration through the front and there's an exit wound.
Where is this now?
Also, Horace Gracie. Horace Gracie wins every fight.
Babe, you want to come say hi to everybody? You can. Oh, well.
Yeah. We gonna. Oh, look at that.
All right. Go do your thing, sweetheart. Fetch me
Hey,
a beer.
Joe, I'm gonna have to cut off here in a minute.
Do your thing.
'Cause I gotta go move a pool table and move some stuff around to make a gym for this coronavirus.
Sounds
You
urgent.
want me to go ahead and hit up my honesty cap segment,
Dude.
and then I'm gonna have to cut out.
All day, every day.
Word. So, and feel free to join in. I know that Nick would if he was around. 'Cause my honesty cap segment today is about the Confederate flag. I'm from the South. I was born in Germany, raised in Alabama. I never really understood the whole Confederate flag love affair that the South still kind of has, but it's really on the outskirts. Like, I don't get why you would fly a Confederate flag. Nick is right. They lost. So why would, and for a veteran, you're a veteran of the United States Army. I don't know if you read the history book, but that's like the opposite side of the people that flew the Confederate flag, so I don't really get it. But whatever. As far as like monuments go, let the people that live in that town vote. If they want the monuments there, leave the monuments there. Who cares? If they don't want the monuments there, take them down. But you don't have to travel to other towns to be like, oh, I found a place to be oppressed. That's stupid. Stop being stupid. Also, I drove by a place today that had a bunch of like Confederate flags with M4s, Confederate flags with like rainbows on them for the gay Confederates. I don't really get it. But then they had like Trump flags. Is that really the hill we want to die on? An army unit that was destroyed 100 and some odd years ago? That's where we want to be? I don't think so. Just stop. Can we just stop? America is where we live. Let's just fly that Union flag. Just saying.
Yep.
That's my honesty cap for the day. I don't care if people agree or don't agree.
Fair enough, buddy. I totally agree.
Right, man.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I totally agree that we should we should police our own backyards and police right now, not the rest of the world and 100 years ago. I think that that's what gets lost is everyone wants to get triggered on what happened back then and what happened. Okay, well, how about right now? You know,
well, everybody wants to ban everything. Like, we
exactly.
Like,
let's continually create the divide by saying, this goes here, that goes there, and it's arguing against your own point. When you do that.
There's another group of people that destroys stuff like that. They're called the Taliban. Just saying. As far as historical markers and historical monuments, put them in a museum, but let the people that live there vote for them. As far as like the Confederate flag, personally, like I don't
What
care.
what were you
You
saying?
fly
What were
one.
you saying the other day on when you talked about if you can't stand letting the hands of justice or the wheels of justice, if you can't stand letting them turn, your patience is up.
Yeah.
Then go go become a cop. Go become a lawyer. Go become a
Yeah.
judge. Go
Yeah,
become
well-
somebody that can make a change and invoke a solution to the problem. And that is what it's the same thing my dad said about when I was overseas. Like, what do they build?
Yeah.
What did they
Well,
build?
here's
You know?
the big problem, like the Confederate flag thing.
We can ban everything. Well,
Why
what do you
ban
do?
it? Why ban it? Why ban it? Why not just, hey, if you want to, I would rather know who you are. If you think that you're part of the Confederacy, if you don't want to be a part of the red, white, and blue, fly your stars and bars. That's great, because that way I can make a wide berth around you. Fly or wear your BLM shirt. Great, so I can make a wide berth around you. Because last time I checked, most people that I know that are in any minority are not big fans of destroying the nuclear family and being
I'm here with you.
exactly what that group has in their mission statement. That's what they want to do. So I'm good. Wear your stuff so I know who you are.
Fantastic.
Hey, so Joe, I don't know.
Anyway,
Time up.
hey, I gotta cut out, Joe. Hey, Perry, Joe, I gotta roll. I'll holler at you guys later. Thanks for having me on.
All right, bud.
All right, thanks, brother.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Yep.
So, Joe, I mean, it's unfortunately he just left, but I don't know if you've noticed some of the comments, but we've had a anonymous commenter under the Veteran Trash Talk name that has mentioned that we've kind of heard that before from one of the main hosts of the show. So I don't know if we want to get into that, but
Honestly, I think that it's probably somebody who could be here, who's enjoying his comfy seat, and I'm happy for him. He's earned that comfy seat. So I think it's somebody that could be here to dispute that, but he's having fun throwing comments out there. But
let me throw a curveball at you, man. I know we got only a few minutes left here. It's down to me and you, and this is kind of an unorthodox show.
Nope,
obviously.
no, not a few minutes. As many as we'd like.
But so I'm just curious to get your perspective. You and I have had both. We're a couple of the members of the team that have actually gone on and are actual veterans and transitioned from the military. And we did that a while back. We've both been out for some time. It wasn't yesterday. And I'm really curious to know, and of course I've thought about this myself. Like, if you could give yourself as a veteran, you were an E5, hard charge, or getting out, a piece of advice, right? What would you give yourself? What would you tell your younger self, your transitioning self? And there's a portion of our listeners out there that are going to be transitioning. So maybe if we can provide them just some perspective from guys who have been out for a while, to kind of say, hey, I wish we would have done this or something. You got anything like that you?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I would probably tell myself, because I was still in that military mindset, I would probably tell myself, prepare yourself for basic training, because you're about to go out there, and there's some days on the calendar where they wave the flag and they're gonna love you, but in that moment when you get out, you can't really find yourself belonging to either group. You still kind of want to be along with your active brothers, but you're not, and then you aren't really sure you want to roll with the veteran side yet, but that's what you are. So get ready to prove yourself again in the professional world, because you're gonna have to, and that military background will absolutely benefit you. But I mean, the best way I can attribute it is like people say, if they've never been around sports or the military or anything else, they say, well, yeah, you just cheated, you just took steroids. Well, you don't just do steroids and and get big. You have to actually put the work in. Yes, they are an added advantage. And that's what the military is when you get out. Okay, it's not gonna it's not gonna pave the way for you, but it is 100% gonna be a feather in your cap if you make it work for you. And always cover your bases medically. Get your record straight, get everything covered, because that thing you might need surgery on at 45 years old, they're not going to do it then. They're going to rate you for it at 25 or 35. And then down the road, when you got to go get it covered and get surgery on it, it's paid for. So get somebody around you that's done the claim before. Have them walk you through it. If you're a Purple Heart veteran, don't go through anybody but military. Order up the Purple Heart. They'll walk you through it. But get your medical records intact well before you get out. And then, when I got out, the subprime had fell out, and the economy was it was brutal. So you were getting out into uncertainty because the job I had lined up went away. So for a lot of you, set your professional life up outside of the military up well before you get out. Well before you get out, because as an active duty guy, you got a lot more pull saying, "Hey, man, I ain't even looking to stop working. I want to come work for you, dedicate my services to you," and it'll look a lot better that way that you're trying to be that one much more proactive. But man, put your ducks in a row, because no one's going to do it for you. Make sure you stay up on top of your medical stuff and get yourself introduced to the VA as soon as you get out. If you need medical treatment, let them know ahead. Like, don't wait on anything. Sometimes it takes 10 phone calls to get one appointment, but that's the way it is. But that's about it. I could go longer, but we ain't got a whole lot more time. So
Sounds like it. Yeah, man. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. That transition, are you still a soldier or not? I think a lot of our guys that have transitioned can relate to that. And by the way, if you're listening and you want to connect with us on some of these issues, hit our Facebook group up. Message us on Facebook. We got 3 or 4 of us that monitor that messaging chat. If you want to share your story, hit us up. We can, definitely want to get that up. But my biggest piece of advice, I have two things. I've talked, and this will sound crazy to some of you guys, but use your dang GI Bill. Like, I've talked to veterans who did not use their GI Bill. They got a job right afterwards and they just dropped. Use that money. Go to college. Get, even if it's or whether you use it on a college or a trade school or whatever, use that money. They'll pay you a stipend to go to college. So use that. And then the next thing, and Joe, you hit this on the head, man, is make sure you're setting yourself up as best as you can when you get out. And what I mean by that is not by if you can do school or training before you get out, that's great. But the one big thing that I was not prepared for was the civilian world has something, and the military world does too, but it wasn't preached, was something called networking. And, I had no idea how to network, how to build a professional network, and how to use that to my advantage. The 2 biggest kind of promotion pay raises that I've gotten since leaving the military have come from knowing somebody in my network and them kind of putting in a word for me. So learning about that, learning how to do that. And again, it brings us back to our page. I hope you guys are getting on to the Facebook group, following us on the socials, because, we are providing you this group of people. Some of us are already well established in our careers that can help you guys in your transition. My first job in tech outside of the military was because a dude said, "Hey, you're pretty good at this. You want a job." It wasn't because I did the interview, filled it out. It was because the guy, I was talking to him and I was helping him out with something, and we got the job. So we hope to provide, one of the things we want to do is provide you guys with a network while you're in or whether you're out, various people around the country with various industries. And, use the page, hit us up, talk to people. And again, if any of you guys out there are listening and have experience with this and want to help us out, write a post or whatever, hit us up. Let us know. Because we certainly don't have all the answers, but we have a community that is a wealth of knowledge, and we want to use all you guys.
Absolutely. No, that's 100%. I mean, we started this thing, and that's why it always cracks me up. That's why I always refer to Bill as Send at 7, because I heard Tanner Port call him that, because that was our motto from the beginning. Man, send it. If you got an idea, send it. And I get that. I get that putting yourself out there, and for some people, just typing a post on our page, I think they lend it a whole lot more weight than they should, as far as like how many people are going to see this. Are they going to say, like, look, if we see somebody putting their business out there and somebody's not being respectful towards them, we'll just get rid of that person. I mean, the fact that we are able to put together this many minds and throw things at the wall and see if they stick is the reason why we're here doing it. I mean, you guys have never seen Perry out here before, but this guy works on the page. I cannot imagine how many hours he logs on the company outside of his regular job, but he does this 100% all week, and is always there with new ideas, and Suds is the same way, and so is Matt. I mean, we're a bunch of there's different minds at work here, but we're all throwing things against the wall. And if we didn't have that many diverse people doing it, we probably wouldn't be where we're at today. So always put yourself out there if you got something, if you got a change. And female veterans, we have something coming up in the works for you guys. The support that we've gotten from you at the store has been incredible. So we are going to put up a few different pieces of apparel. This is probably going to be sometime around next week or two, and let you guys pick what the next two items we put out is. But they're definitely going to be for females. We wanted you to know we appreciate your support, and we can't wait to see what happens. And the hats are coming. As soon as the mock-ups get in, we'll put those up too and let you guys vote on those. Obviously, those are for everybody, but yeah, anybody that's got an idea on how we can sharpen something or make something better, or wants to put their company out there, man, absolutely send it. And I think we've lost Bill for the night. I think he's traveled several hundred miles, and he's in. So we're gonna stick with that bet, but it's gonna be I don't know what the terms of it are, but I think he's got what's up. I don't know.
You got the remote.
I think he's got Volkansky and Usman, and I've got the other two. So we'll see. It could be a tie. I have no idea what happened in this fight here. Sorry.
So just before we close out, Joe, just for all the non-UFC fans, what I look forward to the most is the apology video, or not necessarily apology, but the admitting I was wrong video, from whether it's going to be Bill or Joe. That's going to be great. One of you guys are going to get on the page and go, well, Joe beat me, or God forbid, Bill beat me, right? So
Lord knows we can't stay as the infantry. We can't stay 1-2 against the freaking 13 series, for crying out loud. So yeah,
that's right.
It looked like we saw eye to eye on everything. And we got
you got some videos coming your way, regardless. After this fight,
could be a tie. If it's a tie, we'll figure something out.
That's right. Well, you want me to go ahead and close this out, man?
Yeah, you can send it off, and it obviously everybody that watches the page knows, but the tans are in. Come check them out in the store before they're gone, and I'll let you go ahead.
All right, that's right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And as Joe said, we are, selling T-shirts right now. We have 3 different styles. We got the XXLs in. We restocked the smalls. Check us out at veterantrashtalk.com. Go to the website, check out our store. And again, follow us on our socials. We're on every major social platform, including Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at Veteran Trash Talk, and Twitter as well. If you're interested in only listening to the as a podcast form, we got Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We upload actively to there, so check us out there as well. All of these follows, all these likes helps us out. So guys, we appreciate it. Subscribe, and we hope you have a great weekend. And join the group. Join the Facebook group. We want to hear from you. All right. Peace.
Absolutely. Good evening.